who hope to one day be the world's greatest driving heroes. Created from the cosmic legends of the universe comes our team captain, the Vision, Bill Fisher, and their soon-to-be Wonder Woman, Vicki Fisher, and our Captain Marvel and head flight trainee, Jennifer Scripchuk. Their mission: to fight injustice, share what is right and wrong, to get you out of your house and come out racing with them and serve all mankind. They are the Garage Heroes in Training Team.
Welcome to the Garage Heroes in Training podcast. I'm going to be one of the hosts for the episode. My name is Bill. Who else is hosting?
I'm Vicki.
And I'm Audra.
That's right. And hot off an explosive race at Summit Point, we thought we'd take an opportunity to turn over into next year and perhaps look back on last year. So, who else to talk to about this that would be better than Eric Rood?
Hey, thanks for having me. Yeah, always exciting and glad to be here.
Yeah, I had to make reference to the explosions and the rolling over. But anyway,
yeah.
So Eric,
thank you.
We're going to hit you with the hard question first. The rumor that's going all around the internets: did the 24 Hour of Lemons team buy Pit Race?
Yeah, actually, we're turning it into a data center. I think is that what the going rumor is?
Well, your social media presence is huge, so I understand your need for a data center. So
yeah, I mean, we're going all AI. We're actually going to do all AI everything, racing, cars, people, all that. Yep.
Okay, so you're confirming. So we're breaking news. Breaking news.
Yeah, you got the exclusive on that one.
All right, excellent. Excellent. All right, so Wally Stefanovich, whoever you might be on the internet, GarageHeroesInTraining@gmail.com. If you have any comments to the contrary. Anyway, I wonder how he did on election. I think he ran on an election post to save Pit Race, but anyway, we'll talk to him. I don't know if you know who Wally is.
Wally will be a great guest if you can get him.
We've gotten him before. He just doesn't want to show his face. He keeps that quiet, subdued persona.
He's a quiet, subdued kind of guy.
Yeah. Very conservative. Very. I wish he'd come out of his shell just a little bit more.
Been working on that with him. So
yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
So Eric, 2025. In a nutshell.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about, like, in general? I mean,
how'd it go? How did it view from the perspective of the organizers?
From Lemon's perspective, it went great so far. Obviously, we have 3 races to go still. We're recording this right before our MSR, which is a sold-out race. That's great. And people have brought a lot of really crappy cars. That's great. Lots of really good stories from the year. It'd be really hard to recap. I mean, we'll do a recap video.
Yeah, but it's tens of minutes.
And it'll be tens of minutes. And so recapping the year would be extensive. But I can tell you some of my favorite things that have happened this year.
We would love that.
Sure. One of the things that I found really awesome is that, generally speaking, Lemons doesn't care too much who wins these races. But this year, more than any other year I can remember, there have been a whole lot of people who have worked for over a decade trying to win a race, finally getting one. The Table for One guys out in California, they won this spring with their E30. The Rusty's guys with the Mater Miata, they're out of Texas. They won in NOLA. The Leho Fook guys out of the South, North Carolina. That's, oh my God, I'm blanking on his name. Steve.
It's the pressure of a podcast.
Yeah, it is. But guys, they actually won, they were the first BMW E30 to win in like 2008. They have not won since then. The Focus Club guys, Jerry Ringle's guys out of Texas, and of course Tom Lamino, and there was one more. Adam Garal's team, the Bavarian Cream Motorsports guys, won at Thompson. So like 7 or 8 teams that have been trying to do this forever, finally doing it all in one year. It's really really awesome to see.
Yeah, I think Lamino has figured out that in order to win the race, he has to finish the race.
Yeah, well, the common sense approach to it is great. The reality of it frequently a little more difficult. I'm sure you guys don't know anything about that at all.
No, no,
Your
no.
stuff
We
always,
we we gave that up for Lent a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's right.
runs flawlessly.
Hmm.
And then some really bad cars winning IOE this year. The Spank brought the DAF back for Button Willow, which is the Dutch CVT car from the 60s. It's easily the scariest looking car I've ever seen. And
Would the
then
worst thing in the world be a CVT rotary engine,
no, it
noise
actually
wise?
wouldn't.
Noise
Noise
wise.
wise, yes. Uh, they say about the rotary that it works most efficiently at a steady RPM. So it actually would be ideal with the CVT, but it would be terrible for everybody involved.
Hmm.
Oh.
I was strictly thinking my ears.
Yeah, yeah, that is the worst part. I don't know. There's been so many great Lemons cars. I've got my cheat sheet up, so obviously I'm cheating here, but we had our first Pontiac G3, for an example of something that's weird that I liked seeing this year. So, but I think in general, Lemons rolls on with a bunch of really awesome people, and that continues to be the best part of Lemons.
Was there anything that was surprising?
Surprising.
Because yeah, lemons does what lemons does, and sometimes when that little golden nugget shows up, anything like that?
Sometimes it's not
I would
gold.
say among the things that I found delightfully surprising were the Italian job guys at New Jersey with the confessional was
Hmm.
just one of
That
the best
extra
things
step.
yeah, it was just they nailed it.
That
It
That
was
was
That was
whole
better.
really
great.
weekend,
hilarious.
they showed up with the cake like horse
Yeah,
head.
yeah,
They had
They
the
did the
Pope,
living room too, right?
the whole
yeah.
living with plastic covered.
Yeah, we had Nana's living room in the penalty box. They had the confessional. They were shouting. They had the big Italian family. It was great. That was one of my favorite themes of this year. Maybe my favorite theme of this year. Although the airplane theme at Summit Point is in the top three. I think you guys crushed that one. So well done.
We tried to give you what you always want, which is layers.
Layers. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you guys should really, if you haven't done a podcast on how to do a good HMG's level theme, there's some good content you guys can put out. But for me, as one of the people making up the trophy sheet at the end, it's a good idea that you carry through for the whole weekend. And in a perfect world, you involve everybody in the paddock. And those are the three things that I love seeing the most.
We have developed a formula
Yeah,
for theming. There is a formula for it.
excellent.
And the formula goes, if Jennifer can say, you have to have something that is recognizable, that something to taste, something to hear, something to see, and then something that involves everybody.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Right.
Yeah,
Like dodgeball.
those are, yeah, the dodgeball theme was great too. That was
Oh
that
my
was
God.
another. I mean, New Jersey is really where I have to say that's where the theming all comes together. That is the most thematic race that we have every year, and it's spectacular. So, if you have listeners who haven't been to New Jersey for Lemons, I cannot recommend it enough.
Yeah, I
The
mean
racing's terrible. The
yeah, the
racing's
racing's
terrible
terrible.
there,
Terrible. Yeah.
but the party Saturday night and the theming is just tip top.
Yeah.
I think with Jersey, I think that I know that we race leading up to that. We have one race, but I think that is the first warm weather one. And
Yeah.
so everybody's excited to kind of catch up with all their friends again. And then it gets a little crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is, yeah, that is very well stated and summarized. Yeah. Pit race is obviously not on the calendar next year. That's kind of a shame. It's a nice warm up's not the right word for it, but
Ice up. Ice up.
ice up. Yeah, put everybody on their toes to begin the season. I think
Hmm.
is the right timbre for it.
And it's
Yeah,
such a
I
great
won't miss the
track.
wind, rocking the trailer so much that I thought I was going to roll over in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
But
or
otherwise, pit race, yeah.
waking up with a half inch of snow on the ground. The
Mm,
things
It
that
gets all the
really,
weather.
yeah, yeah.
In one
an
day.
experience.
That race in 22 or whatever it was, where we had all of the weather in the space of about 2 hours.
Wow.
That was a unique Lemons experience as well.
Luckily, we took our windshield wipers off of the race car, so Vicky had no trouble in the one lap.
Yeah,
She finished in the snow with a half an inch of snow on her window. It was fine. It was fine.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. Yeah. Well, we'll
And
miss pit race. I can say that unequivocally. Really great facility and
Do
good
you
people
really
running.
need it to be a data center? I mean, seriously, Eric.
Uh, you know, yes. The answer is yes.
All right. Well, all right. That's fine.
no
Can we at least?
discussions at all of replacing that time slot
Uh,
somewhere, anywhere?
that's an excellent question. Yes, we are actively working on a replacement. Not a replacement. We're working on another date at another track. We're having a couple of conversations simultaneously. Yeah, so it's one or the other, but I can't tell you which ones they are.
It's hard because it was so late, right?
Yeah, I mean, we were 10 days out from releasing a schedule. It was something like
Oh,
that.
wow.
Yeah, it was close.
And Pit Race had confirmed that particular date with us. So
Yeah.
we were all set. That was signed, sealed, and delivered on the calendar, and then got yanked. So, and that also is the case for everybody else who had dates there. So,
Yeah.
there's 30 dates floating around out there that people are looking to find alternatives for. So,
Yeah. I know
Have you had
some
other
orgs.
scrambles like that? Is this the first time that you got hit with something like so close?
honestly, every year there's some stuff that's kind of like that, but never quite on this scale. Usually it's can we get X track to actually say definitively that these are our dates for next year? And there's some who will just say we don't confirm anything for sure until December 1 or whatever, and then everything's tentative. So if there's a tentative date on our schedule, it's usually something like that. I don't think we actually have any of those this year. Kim was way ahead of things.
Do you think
Um,
it's harder for Lemons to get in with a track than with other race series?
it's an interesting question, also. I think most places have a pretty good idea who we are if we're not going there.
We have a reputation.
I mean, honestly, not trying to toot Lemon's particular horn here too loudly, but amateur race series tend not to last 20 years, which we are coming up on. Next year is our 20th year. Um, so, just by sheer presence, I think most racetrack operators know who we are. Whether they're going to give us a date or not, I don't. That's always the hard part, and it's usually not cut and dry, right? There's just a lot of demand for dates at racetracks because there's not very many of them. And of the tracks that exist, there are several that just are not equipped for us either. So, any track where the paddock is inside the perimeter of the track and there's no tunnel or bridge going into the paddock, that's a no-go for Lemons. We just can't go there. You get somebody who needs to be transported from the paddock because of an injury or something. It's when time is of the essence, that kind of thing is very difficult to manage logistically. So we just don't go to places like that. For example, But there's a couple places we tried a few times to get into and just won't return phone calls. It's just kind of the way it is. Whether that's their schedule's full and they're just not taking phone calls, or those guys absolutely not. I don't know which the case is.
Maybe
So
too full already.
Say it again.
Oh, I think Vicky, you were saying?
no,
What?
I was thinking that I'm sure that the type of tracks that they are a consideration also of a absolute no-go. And I keep thinking that the level of racing that we introduce new people to versus a track with lots of walls is probably not the best or not great
Yeah,
runoff.
yeah. Those are definitely factors. Uh, it's probably not. Trying to think how to phrase this. I think Jay's approach to those kinds of problems used to be a lot more conservative just because we didn't know. We didn't know
Hmm.
our people or know how far we could trust them. And I think in general, we know we can trust our people, our drivers, to be a lot more conservative than other places, other series or sanctioning bodies. Um, just because novices, of which Lemons has a lot, there's a certain risk aversion kind of baked into that. So, are we going to go race at Daytona? Probably not. There's some big stuff to hit there. But some stuff that was probably off the table 15 years ago is stuff that we're at least considering, or at least going to send somebody to go look at a little more closely.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you do have quite a bit of seasoned racers also.
Yeah, and not going not going too rudimentary or off the beaten path here, but I think what Lemons has going for it is this incredible variation of absolute novice who's never been on a racetrack. And well, Tom Lamino's a good example, a guy who's been
Hmm.
doing this for 17 years at this point,
Hmm.
and has hundreds of hours, because his car does work a lot of the time. So Tom's got a lot of hours in the car. So you
Hmm.
have this kind of variety. And I think for the Tom Laminos of the world, that having the novices is a selling point almost, because you have this, it adds an extra challenge. And I think that holds true. So yeah, but we, 15 years ago, we didn't have the Tom Lamino with 300 hours in a race car.
And
Huh.
somehow it all works. It really, really
And
does.
somehow it all works. Yeah. Uh, you know, for the most part, sometimes four cars catch on fire in one day, and that's just how that goes,
That that was an, that was
Well, th-
crazy.
they weren't all on track. When I mean, they spread it around.
Yeah, well, I mean, only two of them were real fires. Two of them were engine failures that, if you've seen a rod thrown out of the block, there's this puff of fire. It burns the oil real fast and then it goes out. So that was the last two in the day.
Hmm.
They were both engine failures. Excuse me. The other two were, I don't remember what. I shouldn't be drinking beer, apparently. A burpee.
I'll
But
edit
yeah,
that out for you, Eric. So it'll be fine.
yeah, that's fine. You fix that in post for me. It'd be
Yep,
great.
I got you. So
Um,
what?
yeah, go ahead.
What if we had a episode earlier this week where we speculated racetracks, and you just nod, you don't say anything, and it's an audio podcast, so nobody will know.
uh,
VIR, VIR.
VIR. We would like to go to VIR. That's about all I can say about that.
Nelson Sledges.
Nelson's Ledges.
You said it wrong, but we'll let you slip.
No, it's Nelson's Ledges.
Oh, I thought it was Nelson Sledges. Oh man, I had this wrong the whole time. Damn.
It was Sister Sledge all along.
Oh,
Who knew?
well, we are family, right?
Yep. Nelson's Ledges.
I've never been. I just know the name.
I've also never been, so I can't say definitively.
Okay. What else did we say? Oh, we nominated Monticello for another return trip. We didn't get a
I'm gonna
reply
say
yet, but I mean,
I'm
we're
gonna
waiting.
say probably a hard no on that
Oh,
one.
damn. All right, fine. And we said no to Watkins Glen before you even asked.
Um, that would be one we would have to go look at pretty closely.
Yeah.
My understanding is they also don't allow outside tow companies, and they don't do hot tows, and those are
Oh,
all, you
might
know,
as well not start the race then for us.
that. Yeah, I mean that's ultimately what it would be. Because we've had that happen before at tracks that weren't quite ready for lemons.
We
So.
did come up with a proposal for you during that episode.
Oh, do tell, do tell.
Um, we
I'm
were
totally
think,
the guy making all the money
yeah,
decisions, by
yeah.
the way.
Well,
So
I mean,
yeah, I'm the right guy to be asking about
with the
this
data
stuff.
center, I figure your second form of income.
Yeah.
Um, a double header at NJMP.
Now you want to do like one day on Lightning and one day on Thunderbolt?
No, 2 different weekends.
Ah, do people like Lightning?
No,
That's
but
a real
we're trying to get
question.
another race, so you know we're
Uh,
grasping, man.
you want to race 2 hours from you is what you want.
No, that's still 4 hours from us. So
Is
you
it
know,
is it
it's
4 hours?
yeah,
Yeah.
we're ridiculously north in Pennsylvania, and Philly's in the way, so that's always an hour just for
Ah,
itself.
yeah, you'll
Yeah,
have that on these bigger jobs.
Pocono's like our
Pocono's close, but we don't
closest.
want you to go there.
No, don't go there.
We don't know very much about Pocono, frankly.
Yeah.
My understanding is it's a NASCAR owned
It is.
track, or NASCAR runs there at least.
Mhm.
Theoretically, that is awesome.
It's got an internal infield, but it wouldn't have a place for a
Yeah,
paddock.
right. It's problematic in several ways from the
Yeah.
very little I know about it.
Now, if you
But
wanted a flashback to Altamont, the outside parking lot periphery has a great
mm,
layout for fun racing. That would be tremendous, but I don't know that it's possible.
I tried to sell Jay on going back to Toledo Speedway, as a replacement for pit race. He wasn't very receptive to that. That was 2008, I think we were at
We had one
Toledo
more
Speedway.
option for you that we know will
Oh,
say no.
yeah,
Mid Ohio.
Mid Ohio. Um,
Rumor has it they're not the easiest to work with, but
I think they're in an interesting category. Is a track we know we could operate at.
mhm,
There are some hang-ups with that place,
yes,
operationally.
that's a nice way of putting it. Nicely done.
Yeah.
What about a beginning of the season event at NHMS? See,
Ah,
if you're gonna freeze and have
Well, the
terrible
beginning of the
yeah,
weather
season
and
for New Hampshire is like June.
that is the hang up there. Yeah, we'd have to go in like May if we were going to do that. And um, I don't hate that idea. I don't know that we have enough just New England teams to make it work. Is the only downside. Maybe is a possibility, but not for 26. Yeah.
Yeah,
mm,
indeed. That's okay.
Yeah.
Palmer
I
Club
I personally like
Motorsports.
Palmer has problems as well. We'd have to go look pretty closely at that place.
Yeah, I don't like Palmer either.
And Club is the one that's way up in New
Mhm.
Hampshire, and that's far from everything, but also has a really weird paddock or something. It's a strange place from what I understand.
Mm.
Yeah, still
It's
under
not very big either.
construction too.
Is it? Yeah. And that's the other thing is there are many tracks being built, and my experience in paying attention to these things for the last 15 years is that for every track that's being built, for every three tracks being built, one of them actually gets done. I think
Hmm.
that's the normal ratio of it. Maybe it's 2 to 1, whatever.
And with all that spare room, just sitting around looking for places to come up with something in the Northeast, it's not easy. So,
Yeah, the Northeast actually, for the amount of people that are obviously, from DC to Boston and west to Pittsburgh and Buffalo, um, for the amount of people there, there are not very many racetracks.
no.
It's pretty threadbare considering, um, which is kind of crappy.
Yeah,
We would love to have a ton of races in the Northeast just because there's a ton of people there.
yeah. I mean, wha- this year was the first time or maybe it was last year too. Let's say the last 2 seasons, you had a few sellouts. Is that surprising to you? Because the economy
Yeah,
plus or
yeah.
minus.
It's an interesting thing, right? New Hampshire sold out last year, and so we had already kind of planned to put Summit Point on the calendar because we had seen that coming. Um, in New Hampshire was a problem of racetrack space. Like there's just not enough
Hmm.
space for 125 cars there.
Yeah,
So
agreed.
we alleviated that by adding a date that would kind of split the crowd, you know, possibly unpopular if you're trying to win the points championship or whatever, which, gives you
And
a
we
free
care
entry to
about that.
Rood
How
Atlanta.
much?
Again, I've had two people in the last couple of weeks like send me proposals on fixing the point system. I'm like, this is not a thing that we care about at all. Um, so anyway, yeah, so we relieved New Hampshire by adding Summit Point, which is something we had intended to do anyway. So it worked out really well, actually. Had 190 something entries across the two races, which is
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah.
And then
You had a
MSR
couple
sold
do
out.
both. A couple.
Yeah, yeah. Towley, I think, did both,
Yep.
and someone else did.
That's hard
I
back to back though.
Yeah, I mean, it's you you are banking on everything going right the first
Hmm.
weekend, or at least not going really, really wrong.
Hmm.
And then yeah, MSR is sold out in Houston. And that's like a 2.3 mile track, which is, it's roughly the same size as New Jersey. And we're sold out at 120 something, and that's because there's just no paddock room there. Like it's a
Okay.
really weird paddock, and there's no space for more than that. So
Yeah.
Kim Harmon has been working really hard to find some extra space in the paddock, asking the track to move some stuff around so we have a little extra space. So yeah, we're at 127, 9, something like that.
Yeah.
Which is great. And your to answer your question, I don't think it's something that we expected, honestly. I think I think if you're a cognizant and um, attention keeping person on the news, you're aware that the economy's not amazing right now.
No.
But our numbers have been almost identical to last year, which is kind of surprising. Uh, so yeah, to have a sold out race this year was not expected, I suppose.
Yeah, I have a pet theory that lemons is probably not as affected as much by any tariffs because nobody buys new parts. So, the junkyard doesn't
Yeah,
charge the tariff. So,
that's true. It's all old crap. Yeah. Or it's been in a warehouse already for 30 years.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Ladies, did we miss anything for last year before we move on? All good? Okay. Well done, Miss Vicki. You're muted, by the way. Um, so Eric, rumor has it you're going to try this again for a celebratory 2-0 next year.
Yeah, 20 years. Our 20th anniversary is in October. Um, Tentatively planning something that'll be announced later
Awesome.
to commemorate that. But yeah, our 2026 calendar's out. You can sign up for all the races now and save your number at all the races if you want. That's
Already done.
yeah, I figured, But, if you have people who are new to this, you go in, sign up for 22 races
Hmm.
and, put your number in there. And I might recommend that you pick a number that is, uncommon that most other people wouldn't pick,
Like
something like,
43, right?
oh, yeah, well, yeah, just pick 43 for all the races.
Yeah.
That's what you guys should do.
Yeah. 3,
Yeah.
nobody wants
No,
those
something
numbers.
like 7,
7. Yeah, that's a good one.
712, and that's an easy number to make on your
Mm-hmm.
car. Also, you can make it with all straight lines. It's great.
Hmm.
Anyway, that way no one will ever take your number. but numbers are first come, first serve, which is why I mentioned this. But yeah, 26 calendar looks pretty similar to last year. There's not really any major changes. Obviously, Pit Race is not on it. And we swapped Gingerman and Road America, which were September. Gingerman had been in May. Road America had been in September. So we swapped those. So Road America is now May 9th and 10th, which is Mother's Day weekend. And then Gingerman's September, first weekend in September. Yeah, 5, 6. Which Gingerman in the fall has always been
Mm-hmm.
perfect. The weather's always been really great. So now that I've said that, it's going to be miserable. But
Any possibility of running one of my favorites, Gingerman, counterclockwise?
no, we are not ever going to run Gingerman counterclockwise. Yeah, sorry.
It's so much fun.
We've looked at it, and it's not great. It's not great.
Pit in and pit out are the problems, right?
Yes, that is correct. That is usually the problem with reversing a circuit, is the way the pit in and out works. And
How
there's
about
usually somewhere.
how about 10B one day, 10A the other day?
You know, what's funny is we used to run 10A, which is a shortcut, right?
The shortcut, yeah.
Yeah. We ran that for years, and that was like our version of Gingerman was 10A. And we showed up one year and like it was just like overrun with weeds. It
Oh,
was like
I've never
they
driven
had
it, so I
not
just always
maintained
wanted to.
it, and
Yeah.
there was giant like
Swales.
potholes and stuff. And we're like, hey, what's going on here? And they're like, oh yeah, nobody uses that. And we're like, but we use that. And they're like, well, it's not in use anymore. So that has been basically discontinued. That was like
Wow.
2017 or
Okay.
something. So is we would love to use it because it makes the terminal speed on the back street much lower. But alas.
Is that a rare experience, or do you have issues where you show up and they're not actually prepared for the number of people that you bring in?
Um, it's pretty rare. I think in that case, they had been trying to phase out that particular section of track for whatever reason. And it was fine. We looked at it as kind of a non-issue, and it was. But I would say for the most part, tracks um well, most of the tracks we have been running at for a long time, so there's not a lot of surprises in those. Um, Going to a new track is always a little bit of it's a learning process on both ends, you kind of gauging the management, which is always a giant wild card. But for the most part, the places,
Summit was pretty strict.
But they were not ready for our
Summit,
theme.
uh,
They, yeah,
uh,
they messed up our
yeah.
theme.
I didn't hear that part. What happened?
Oh
I,
no,
I
we
didn't.
just had a bunch of stuff all taped up around, and they're just like, "Oh no, can't do that."
Oh yeah, yeah. The janitorial staff was not enthused about things being hung in the bathrooms. Yeah, I forgot
They
about
were
that.
they
Yes,
were really
Oh
not enthused when we hung them up the second time because they took them down the first time.
right,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah, but
and, and then
in
the
general,
line.
Oh, she froze, or I froze. I froze. Come back. Come back.
and
Sorry, I froze for a
uh,
minute. I lost all of Vicki.
yeah, you're good.
Yeah,
You look at the size of the inside of that racetrack, and then you realize that the paddock is very small for how much space there is inside the racetrack.
Hmm.
You feel like they probably could have made a little more paddock space. So it was a lot tighter in the paddock than I was expecting at Summit, but it's a very well run facility. I
it
was
is.
pleasantly surprised by that.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Does
They
the
have other
cleanliness of the bathrooms meet pit race
no,
standards?
nothing meets pit
No,
race.
No, it never
nothing.
does.
No, no. But it it was in the middle tier, I would say.
Yeah.
It's not Gingerman, it's not Sebring.
It's
So,
not Thompson.
Oh, Taylor
uh,
Thompson.
Thompson's rough. Yeah.
There is
Anything with a
no
low ceiling and a bathroom is just a bad combination of
Well,
things.
it's also
there's no ladies'
there's
bathroom.
no ladies. So
Yeah.
it's communal shower.
Yeah, I surprised some crusty old white guy who wasn't particularly thrilled to see me in the line.
Tell him feel free to use the
The guy
ladies.
who said, "Oh, this is so progressive. It's how did he say it? Like multi-gender." And I was like, "No, this is misogynistic. They didn't make one for the women."
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that sounds correct. Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
This was also my first year, 2025. Excuse me. It was my first year going to High Plains in Colorado, by the way, which is a pretty primitive racetrack, but it's a fun place to be. I recommend that as well.
With a recent migration, it may be even more fun coming up.
There you go. You got that
Mhm.
going for you, which is
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. I didn't think about it until now. Summit's got 2 or 3 tracks. Would one of those work?
So we used to run Shenandoah, which was the other track, and it's actually longer, but there was a couple things in it that are not great for lemons. It
Besides
has
Randy
a
Bush?
yeah, besides that. No,
No.
there's just there were a couple problems with that particular layout. And also the paddock is even smaller,
Oh,
so
wow.
that was it's a limiting factor.
Yeah. I just saw the 3 colored lines on the asphalt, which didn't mean anything to me until like Sunday afternoon. So,
Right, right. Jefferson's the other one, and that's not really set up for wheel-to-wheel racing. It's
no.
kind of a track day HPDE driver
Ah,
training situation.
it's a bummer.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer.
Figure something out.
What else is going on? One of the things I think is happening next year is that Lemons is the only amateur series with a 24-hour race at all, and we have 2 of them.
Oh, that's right. It's unfortunate,
So
but right. Yeah.
yeah, Thunder Hill, we are doing the 25 hours in 1 minute, the longest race. And then we're back at High Plains in the fall for the 24-hour, which again is a great place to do a 24-hour race. It's kind of crazy. It's that track is so in the middle of nowhere that um, we worked in shifts. I went back to the hotel. I took a nap and I drove back, and it was still dark. And you just kind of you're driving in the middle of nowhere. It's
Yep.
completely dark. You come up over this brow of the hill. You just see these little lighted ants going around the racetrack from like 2 or 3 miles away, and
Hmm.
it's really fun.
They don't
And
seem to
yeah,
know where
it's
they're going. They
dark,
keep going
dark.
the same spot too. They just don't.
Right.
Hopefully, right?
Yeah, they end up right back where they start. It's
Hmm.
kind of a yeah. Racing's pointless, as it turns out.
No, I mean, you got to get nowhere fast.
Yes, racing is all about getting nowhere fast.
Hmm.
And then also next year we have 6 Lemons rallies.
Is that
They're
more?
awesome. It's the same as this year.
Same. Okay.
We have our 10th anniversary rally, because the first rally was in 2016. That's in California. And we're also doing the Oregon Trail in May, and
Mm.
that's going to be awesome. So if you wanna do the Oregon Trail, come out to Kansas City in May and run that one. It's going to be really fun.
I want you to know that I'm not a history buff, but I believe Oregon is not near Kansas City.
So it starts in Kansas City and it
I
ends
know.
in Oregon. It's a
Yeah.
one way. It's
Oh,
gonna be
it's a
fun.
one way.
We'll
I thought it was a
trans.
loop. I was like, that is a big one. Okay.
No, that would be a big stupid loop. But
Yeah.
it starts on Memorial Day. It ends the Friday of Memorial Day week.
Oh,
So you have the
through the week.
weekends
Okay.
on each end to get to and from the rally,
Oh,
start finish. So
most of the cars can't make it to. Never mind from.
I mean, yes, you have several days to acquire a rental car to get your
Yes.
broke ass home while the car goes to a junkyard is what usually
Okay.
ends up
All
happening.
right. I just wanted to set expectations right where they needed to
I
be.
mean, yeah, you're correct. Thank you. I appreciate that kind of bringing it down to
Yeah.
the basic,
Your broke
version.
beater's not going to make it, dudes. It's just
Yeah,
not. But that's
it's
kind of the
true.
point.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So that's kind of the gist of it. I think let me check
ladies,
my
do I
notes
see
here.
a rally in your future? You haven't done one
I
in.
was just going to think about rallies. We couldn't do the rally this year because I had a daughter who went off to college, and that was parent weekend.
You
So
still
I
do,
couldn't
but
go.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, for this year,
Oh,
that's
okay.
it. It lined up with that, and I'm just like, ah. But I got to tell you, me and Audra, we really,
That was a
With zero
great
notice.
time. That was so fun.
me and
Yeah.
Audra bond over the rallies. We
Yeah.
we have. I
There
remember with Audra, I went um, to go help. Who is it? Stobbs. I went to go help Stobbs,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I needed to go, and I called up Audra because I knew she was up there in Massachusetts, and I'm like, "Hey, Audra, what are you doing this weekend?"
Nice.
And 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 I barely knew her. I barely knew her,
Hmm.
and she said, "Why?" I said, "Because there's a rally." And before I could finish, she said, "Yes."
Awesome.
You should say too, I was out of work at the time,
That's
so
true.
anything sounded good to me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
So we
mean,
ended up.
No, it was awesome. That I had a
there
blast.
I love the rallies. There's such a low pressure way to kind of carry on the lemons attitude, I guess.
Hmm.
They're great. I haven't done one in like a year, so I probably need to do one of the ones this year. There's one leaving out of Chicago, so I should probably do that one, I
Yeah, that might make sense.
suppose.
If you want
We
to, we can put you in touch with Jeff Stobbs. He's kind of in charge of the rallies. Just let us know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never met him.
Oh, okay, yeah. He's
Heard he's okay.
prepared to be unimpressed, but
Yeah.
Yeah, we're very fortunate to have one that starts like in our town.
almost, yeah.
Yeah, almost in
Yeah.
our town. So that's really nice to kind of go. It's the winter one.
Yeah.
So
We made up
That's a
for it
good one.
though. We had Bish for a week because his car didn't start.
Yeah, there was that whole thing. Yeah.
He's putting up a
Yeah.
lot this week.
Well,
Vicky, do
no,
you remember
he's not.
the young kid and his grandfather with
oh
like the
my
Triumph? They did the
gosh.
British theme. They were next to us at New Hampshire.
No
He was
way.
driving. Yeah, he was old
He,
enough now to
he's
actually
so
race,
he
and such a
I
great family. Amazing.
that car they're racing is insane also. So it's an Audi A6 with the V6 in the front, and then they have a snowmobile engine like where the back seat would be, and it's chain drive to the drive shaft. I don't really understand exactly how it works, but it basically acts as like a supercharger, kind of. But mostly it makes a whole bunch of noise and is stupid, and it's great. It's one of my favorite cars. And so when Max was crewing for them, I think last year. So when I put those two together, like I figured out who he was in relation to that. I was like, oh, this kid's like amazing, like top 10 Lemons kids that have ever been around. This is super cool.
I just remember when we were doing the rally with them and it was um the grandson's birthday.
Hmm.
And everybody, whatever crap they could find on the side of the road or anything that was left free for anybody to take, they just picked it up and they just kept giving it to him. So they had this
Yeah,
stuff all taped and tied and wrapped onto his car. It looked like
yeah,
something out of, I don't know, The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. It
yeah.
was pretty
The best
hilarious.
part of that is that it's an MG midget, so it's this
Yes.
big, and
Hmm.
so there's like 10 feet of stuff stacked up on the deck lid. It's just absolutely
It
perfect.
was perfect. That was
Yeah,
so much fun. That was our first ever rally, and we're just like, oh my gosh, this is hilarious.
yeah, yeah. Jeff has really fine-tuned the rally to be just a complete absurd 3 days of your life that you should be laughing the entire time. So
Yep.
Especially if you like trains.
yeah, I mean, there's always going to be trains on the rally. One of our in jokes, I guess, is that, we're always trying to shove as many forms of transportation into the rally as we can. So, airplanes, trains, obviously cars,
Ferries.
cable cars, ferries,
Yeah.
any way we can get that stuff on there, we will absolutely put it on there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, unless we have more about 2026, we have something that is local that we wanted to introduce you to, and perhaps
Oh,
Lemons as a whole. So
well,
we live relatively near what is lovingly called a ski mountain, more like a hill. Pennsylvania mountain in quotes. And in the late winter, pre-spring, they have a festival. And during
okay.
this festival, they fabricate amazing and huge cardboard vehicles that are then
Okay.
propelled down the hill. And I believe it is only an opportunity for you to groom future Lemons racers because they're already dumb. They know how
Is
to
this
theme.
yeah.
I think it's a bonding opportunity.
You know, that, that is interesting. It's mostly like kids. Is it like a kid
No,
thing, or is
it's
this
it's
like
full-fledged adults. I'll send you some
yeah?
videos. Vicky's
So
taking
this is
some.
like the porta potty races in that
Yep,
one town.
only bigger.
It's like the soapbox derby, but for
Bigger.
grown-ups. And then in Ohio, it was actually on the rally. It's one of the checkpoints is where they have a cardboard box boat race.
Hmm.
You gotta build your own boat out of a cardboard box and try not to sink in the Ohio River, which is not a thing I would personally do, but I appreciate that it exists. Yeah, that kind of stuff's awesome. I love all of those kinds of things. So maybe I need to go check that out.
I'm just thinking it's a grooming. You kind of bring them in. They're already halfway there. Just sink the hook just a little deeper.
What is it called, dare I ask?
Miss Vicky, are you frozen or do you remember?
No, it is the cardboard box races at Montage,
All right.
and it's the Winterfest is what it is.
Winterfest. Yeah. All right.
And I gotta tell you, it is the craziest. It reminds me of an Lemons downhill
Yeah,
because
it's like the Barbie Jeep race kind of, right? That
Kind of.
kind of
But these things
yeah.
are like 20 feet, 30 feet.
Oh,
They're
there
big.
was literally a 30-foot Barbie bus, and everybody was dressed in it like Barbie characters.
awesome.
Yeah.
I think last year they had Jack Sparrow's pirate ship, and this thing had to have been about 30 feet long going down the hill. And of course, you have Santas that are all at the top, you know, at the hill that are assisting. And there's nothing funnier than as you're going up the ski mountain and you're kind of going going around, and the Santas are up there against the trees going to the bathroom.
Oh yeah,
It's
of course. Yeah.
it's
Hey,
it's hilarious. It's crazy.
Santa drank a little too much mulled wine, if you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
And
It
I
has
know
happened.
last year they had the 20, I think it had to have been a 20-foot ET going down the hill.
Yeah. Full
Yeah.
ET. Yeah. And to
Yeah.
to sweeten it just a little bit, if you do manage to go or someone from Lemon staff goes, we have the ability to bribe with large pieces of cow, drink,
Mhm.
and everything. So open
Yeah.
invite.
The Winterfest is crazy because they bring in really great bands that used to play in the 90s.
Oh yeah, you get the better than Ezra's and what have
Better
you.
Than Ezra was actually the band I went to go see, and they were phenomenal. They were amazing.
They play at the zoo a block from my house.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, them and Live and
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
whoever else from the 90s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They had Spin Doctors came out one year. Yeah.
The dream of the 90s is alive at mid-size festivals, it turns
Hmm.
out.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed. But we weren't sure it had made it out to Lemon's HQ, but we wanted to make sure that since you are the Everything Bagel, you were aware of such festivity.
I have it written down now to look up
There you go.
tomorrow when I should be working. So I'll be doing that instead of
So
normal
when we
useful
do our
things.
season wrap, we usually ask you what are you looking for? What do you need? What scratch has
Oh
not
man,
been itched, or what itch has
oh,
not been scratched? I don't know.
that's a great question. We still have never had the two-car Lemons team. I'm pulling up my wish list here. The two-car Lemons team with the Mazda RX-7 and the Nissan Mercury Cougar XR7. So the RX-7 XR7 team. I
Hmm.
mean, that's at the near the top of the list, and then the Buick Verano and the Suzuki Verona two-car team.
Mm.
Verona. Those are on my list of things that I really want to see. But
I think they should do a knack theme for that, and they could be
exactly, yeah. My Verona,
hmm
it's
right
right
there.
there.
It's
It's
so
right
easy.
there. Speakers play my Sharona the entire weekend. You're
White
done.
t-shirt, white wife beater
Yeah.
t-shirt. It's done.
Yeah, tip top. But I've got my wish list pulled up of cars I want to see. We finally saw Ford Aerostar this year. That
Hmm.
was one of the highlights of 2025. So, that one's off the board. Although I'm never going to be like disappointed if more Ford Aerostars show up. That's kind of like a perfect case
Hmm.
for Lemons. An entire race full of Chrysler Sebrings and Ford Aerostars is really what we're going for.
Hmm. And maybe a broken
Uh,
crossfire.
Yeah, well, if you're going to bring Crossfire, it's going to be broken.
Hmm. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
that,
standard equipment, not even an option you needed to order.
yeah,
Just
exactly.
comes.
Yeah. Uh, man, I have a whole wish list of cars I want to see, but even if you go through that and you find the cars that have actually showed up, like Cadillac Catera, we had one of those a long time ago. Like, bring a Cadillac Catera. Like, that's perfect. That is exactly what Lemon should be. Chevy Corsica. When was the last time you saw a Chevy Corsica?
I thought they'd all return to
Perfect.
the earth.
Maybe. We've never had a diesel Ford Tempo. That's it's right up my alley. Big
Hmm.
Ford Tempo guy. So, yeah. There's a running list of things. If you're ever really curious about it and you want to bring something off the list, I will share the list with people. But I did hear we have a rally coming up in Texas in a month. Somebody's bringing a Nissan Murano Cross Cabriolet,
Ooh.
which I am very excited about. That is the terrible Nissan Murano convertible that weighs 5,000 pounds. So on the rally, no weight limit. Perfect.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
What else do I want to see? I want to see good themes from everybody. That's the best bribe you can do for the judges is to
Hmm.
bring a good ass theme when you bring a car.
Hmm.
And if you have no idea about themes, email me. I will give you like 10 good theme ideas.
We
You
have
can use
lists.
them forever. And this is the reality is that the teams who theme well, the Garage Heroes, the leagues of legitimate Nigerian businessmen, they have Google Docs full of good
Hmm.
themes, which have just spun out of conversations, right? Like you say
All
a
day
dumb idea and somebody's like, on the list,
on
goes
the
on the
list.
list.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. It's
That's how it works.
we have a surplus.
Yeah, exactly. You guys could probably lend a few out.
We
Start a
could.
consulting company.
We could. Theme
Hmm,
consulting. Garage Heroes in
that's
Training.
right.
Offers
There's your
themes.
theme right there
Yeah,
for your
Hmm.
pretty
first
much.
race next year.
Exactly.
Garage Heroes theme consultants.
That's right.
Walk around with clipboards, issue out some consulting, and demand payment, whatever.
We,
When we were doing the airline, did you see the video of us when we were doing the airline stewardesses to your speech? Because every
Oh
time
yeah,
you
I know.
kept turning around to look at us, we had stopped already.
I know. It was going great, and I was in for all of it. But then, like when I got to the rookie meeting, I was like, they are in
Yeah.
my head at the moment, and I have to have them stop. I
We just
can't
put our
focus right now. Yeah.
we put our head downs and bolted.
Yeah, I know. It was a fantastic bit. It just was it was just a little too distracting for my
We we took it as a victory. Don't
concentration.
worry.
No, yeah, absolutely. That is the correct interpretation of that
Yeah,
that situation.
that's fine. That's fine. We can
Yeah.
do that. The
Yeah. Perfect.
the the theming thing is so much fun.
It
Yeah.
really is. It really
It,
is. My car
I
ran like crap, but
who
it was
cares?
fine.
The guys who did the hippo theme last
Yes,
year in 2024,
might have been
like
three.
they had never done they had never done any themes at all. And like
Oh, yeah.
halfway through the weekend, they were like, "This is the most fun we've ever had, like at a race ever. Like this is so stupid. We've thought of every little detail. It's dumb. We're
Hmm.
enjoying all of this. This is the best weekend we've had."
Yeah.
And so, you don't have to take my word for it. Those guys were right on top of it. Ask Phil, Phil from that team.
So
He'll be right on top of it.
so we were having a discussion throughout Summit Point,
Hmm.
and we were saying how hard it was to race well and team well. Has
Right.
anybody pulled off the double?
Well, Boston Miners won HMG and the overall at New Hampshire. They did a hot dog theme. They were
Oh, that's right.
handing out hot
They
dogs,
changed their
the
theme for once.
wieners.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, which that's another team where, you know, they've been around forever,
Hmm.
10 years at this point, I think. And, they're a competitive team and their cars are boring. And, you know, I basically said, hey, look, make it more difficult on yourself. Bring a theme or I'm going to give you laps, like
Hmm.
you guys are going to kick everybody's asses if you don't get laps, whatever. And, they're like, haha. And then they showed up and we gave them laps. And they're like, oh, you were serious. And then they came back with a theme and they, like, pretty much for the last 2 years, they've been trying at least. And then, like, this year
Hmm.
they finally got it. And I think that, they realized they can do both,
Yeah.
which those guys they run 4 Lemons races a year and they run elsewhere 3 or 4 times a year. So they're in a car all the time, basically, which means they're always preparing a car, which means that they're very good at preparing a car, which means they have time left over to theme. And
Yeah.
they have been taking advantage of that. So that's the first double with the HMG. If you go all the way back to Eyesore Racing, like 2010 with their Miata, um, they used to do big, crazy themes every time they showed up, and they won. I think they have 10 race wins or something like that. So yeah, I mean that goes back to the pretty early days of Lemons. Good themes and competitive cars are not mutually exclusive.
Yeah. It's hard to do both because if you're doing the theme well, you're kind of
You're focused on that, right?
yeah, full job. You know,
Yeah.
if you're doing it right, 12, 14 hours a day, 3 days. And and if you're trying to actually do pit stops and everything between it's a it's a hard weekend. It makes Monday, well, actually Tuesday usually. Monday usually you just feel junky, and then Tuesday you feel, oh my God, it hit me. And then
Yeah.
sometimes you record a podcast with two zombie females on my team, and yeah, it was. I asked this like 15 or 20-second question trying to lead into stuff, and the answer was yeah. I was like,
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
okay, this
Good
is gonna be
job.
a long podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are
Uh,
days after a race. It wasn't like the early beginning, like the early races that we had because that wiped us out till like Thursday. But
yeah.
now we can kind of get, Tuesday's the day. We can function around. You get one crash day.
Yeah. I distinctly remember the Monday after my first race, I went back into the office. Like I was working a crappy office job. And like I just remember sitting at my desk and feeling like the volume on everything in the world had been turned down to like half, like I was just like I don't know what to do with this. I've been around like this noise, nonstop noise for 3 days. I've been running around. We did an engine swap because we blew up a motor. Like it's just like this frenetic 48-hour period, and then like it all stops, and you're just like,
It, it's
what?
it's a
And
constant, yeah, it's a
yeah,
constant adrenaline rush and a dopamine hit at the same time, and all
yeah.
of a sudden it's gone.
Yeah, and then you're just tired. Yeah, so it was like after lunchtime on that first work day, I was like, "Oh, I'm powering down. Like I don't know what to do with this." I probably slept in my cubicle if I was to bet. But yeah, yeah, that, and I think for me doing what I do now, yeah, it's like Wednesday before I'm a human being again. Usually
So the
my
post-race hangover applies to judging as well.
yeah, probably not a little known fact. I'm a bit of an introvert, but when I go and work a race weekend, I'm around people I'm familiar with at least,
Hmm.
and if not personally, personality wise, if you're showing up to a lemons race, I already agree with you on some principles and there's some common ground, so it's easy
Hmm.
for me to communicate and glad hand and talk and do the judging thing. But yeah, once the race weekend's done, I'm usually like, all right, everybody just, I'm gonna be over here. Don't talk to me. Just don't
Yeah.
talk to me. So there's
Gonna
like a
pull all the
day.
shades on the
Yeah, that's
windows.
it. Yep, that's pretty much it. There's like 2 days of yeah. So if you're ever trying to email me like the Monday after a race looking for something, not gonna happen. You're gonna have
Yeah.
to wait for that. So
Might see you
yeah.
Wednesday, right?
Yeah, maybe Wednesday. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Well, we wanted to thank you and everybody from Lemons for another great season. We had a ton of fun. Uh, you know, it's an opportunity that I think more people should take a chance on. Just do it once, and then you'll probably get sucked in. But if you don't do it once, you don't really get it. Or at least maybe come visit, come say hi. We're here.
Yeah, I hear my advice is always the first time you see lemons, you have no idea what the hell you're looking at. So, just give yourself a weekend to be shocked by the weirdness, and then, come and try a second weekend once you have a better idea of what you're looking for. You should try it twice, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like sushi.
You,
The first time you
yeah,
don't know what you're
exactly.
getting. Yeah,
That's a great analogy. Thank
yeah,
you.
lemon sushi, whatever.
Yeah. I will
Eternal.
also add two quick things about 2025. I had two of the most fun races of my entire Lemons career this year at High Plains, first time there, and at Summit Point, first time there. Just two of the absolute best times I've had
Awesome.
working races. So I thank you to the Lemons racers for making those enjoyable events. And the other 10 races I worked were also great, but those
Hmm.
two were just tip top,
Yeah,
just new experiences that were a lot of fun. So really loved that. So thank you to anybody who's been to a Lemons race or is coming to a Lemons race next year. Come see me if I'm there and chat me up.
absolutely. Well, make sure to pass along our thank yous to everybody, and please remember, we're all counting on you.
That's all. I got nothing for that.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.